I look at this camera and I'm talking to the young men, and I look at the analytics and I know what age group I'm talking to. So blame yourself.
And blame yourself. What do you think the young man's problem is?
It ain't always the young ones either.
No.
I said that it's not natural for me to talk loud, and you start laughing.
You talk louder than this normally.
It's early in the morning, and how you know I got a lot of energy to be talking loud?
Well, I mean, you noticed last week when we was at the graduation, stuff like that, we was talking pretty loud then. Except when you get around people. That's the only time you don't talk loud, when you get around people.
Ain't that the how it's supposed to be, Will? You're not supposed to be out loud talking in public.
No.
Women are to be seen and not heard.
Really? That's how you really believe?
You don't look at them.
What?
Focusing on
What you mean? Why you gotta tell me all that?
Because you always
I have to look at you. I'm not talking to a wall or something like that.
So when we talk to our audience, I imagine that I'm talking to a specific person that I want to communicate something to. So he's telling me that I talk to low.
Yes, you
I
do.
say it's not natural for me to talk loud. I can talk loud at home a little bit, but naturally my vocal cords are just not loud. And then I know how to tone myself down in public so they don't say I'm a loud black woman.
Yeah, right. Well, I really don't care about what people be thinking, you know what I'm saying?
Because then come with some handcuffs, you'll feel...
No, listen, you don't think I've ever been in handcuffs before? I've been in handcuffs before.
There's a thing going on with these, with the relationships. Like older women giving advice, or what we call advice, to the younger people. And we talked about it. He did a short about it. And by the way, I'm not quite sure how to monitor what I'm doing with YouTube. I'm just trying to grow my channel, but it seems like that I'm having a hard time doing it. My numbers keep fluctuating, and when you're small and you're at home all day, you kind of pay more attention to these things than probably people who are big influencers.
Yeah, you don't control or own Silicon Valley. You know what I'm saying? They own that, so they control the traffic. Everything that you think that you control, that you don't control, they control all that.
Yeah, it's their company.
Yeah.
That's why Damien was telling you to go on his channel, huh?
Well, the same thing.
Yeah, I know that's right.
It's the same thing.
The airwaves. Right?
Yes. It's the airwaves. It's who controls, all this stuff like here, all the big tech companies and stuff like that. And you're not paying to play. Yeah, you got to pay to play. That's just how it works. No money, no traction. See what I'm saying?
Okay, so we'll get up off that one for a minute.
Yeah,
but anyway, but the camera's crooked.
Yeah. So again, you was talking about what?
You're always trying to advise and have a lot to say about women, but you'll never get on these men.
Okay, now you know that's not true. I talk about, listen.
Wait, let me say this. He said the other day, he was talking about how women in my age group tend to be not as active at home, in the bedroom, when they get my age. And I told him that you can't speak like that and go around telling people that all women are that way, because all women are not that way. Like, I have sisters, I do talk to other women, and it seems like it's more than what you think. So I was saying that maybe it's you guys.
No, I didn't say all women, I said general. It's a general term.
And maybe it's not the woman's fault.
Maybe it's not. But normally, should I say, my experiences. You may have some different experiences talking to other people, but I talk to a lot of younger men, middle-aged men, older men. Why are you talking on mineral water? You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting my information from other people, you know, the things that they go through and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You try to act like women don't go through, you saying that women don't go through stages with their sexuality?
They definitely do.
A lot of them do.
I think sometimes that the men need to back up and say, well, maybe it's me, instead of focusing on her.
Well, maybe if he has a sexual drive that's still going, and you don't have a sexual drive that's going, what's the problem? It's the man's fault.
What did I just say?
It's the man's fault.
What did I just say?
Okay, so let's just say that it is the man's fault, right? Well, you don't want to be sexually active for long periods of time. What is he supposed to do? He's supposed to wait, right? Because he loves you.
So you want to be active?
I ain't asking about me. I'm just saying.
Right now, in front of everybody, you want to be sexually active.
I ain't never stopped.
So
you know,
your hip pain, your knee pain, what
that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. We can fix that.
Currently, tonight, what you gonna do tonight?
I ain't doing nothing tonight, but I'm just telling you.
Exactly.
I'm just telling you that I ain't never stopped. Okay?
So I'm just trying to say that I'm not taking up for the women, because like I said, I talk to women. And it's not all women who are inactive. There's a lot of women who be wanting it.
Yes.
I said sometimes y'all might need to take a look at yourselves.
Some men, I know a few men that are not active like that. They don't want to be because they got other things that's on their mind. But I'm not talking about that. That's a small minority of men that go through that right there. The vast majority of men.
You act like I'm cutting you off much as you cut me off.
The vast majority of men don't go through that, right? And I don't want to name names, but I'm just saying.
Why would you name names?
I talk to enough of them that always got a complaint that, you know, their wife hit this wall and they don't want to do nothing, right? As if though the man is dead. You know what I'm saying? And he's supposed to wait on you to go through whatever you're going through for the next 5-10 years or whatever you're going through.
So let me advise the men: don't wait.
Well, I wouldn't.
If you think that you're so active and you're so ready and she's not ready, then do your thing. Okay? Do your thing.
It's not about being ready.
Yeah, you heard what I said, right? If the partner's not ready and you're ready, then you've waited a number of years or a long period of time, do your thing. Right?
You remember what
I still say, look at you.
You remember what you used to tell me?
I know what I used to say. Go
what did you used to say? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where you said that how you start out is how you want to finish, right?
I said that's what my mama taught me.
Yeah, that's what your mama taught you, right?
Start out like you want to end, or how you want to
end. Okay, so most women start out very highly sexual. Yeah, they start off like they start off very short. They start out very sexually active in the very beginning, right? And then once they reach a certain age, they start going to decline a little bit. Not all, just an average, right? An average, right? And then they go on the Holy Grail, acting like that. If you love me, you'll wait for me. I've been waiting for 2 years now. What you want me to keep on waiting and keep on waiting and keep on waiting and stuff like that while you having a problem?
Don't wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't wait. Go get what you got. Get what you need.
No. And I'm saying like this right here. If you're going to do it, young man, middle-aged man, old man, if you're going to do it, just be straight up about it. This is what I'm getting ready to go and do right here. I'm not saying I'm right, but this is what I'm going to do.
Okay, let's talk. Let me say this. We weren't even supposed to be talking about this, but since we're on this subject, blame yourself and
explain.
Well, I mean, what we need to talk about. I don't have to like talk to y'all like y'all elementary children. When I look at this camera and I'm talking to the young men, and I look at the analytics and I know what age group I'm talking to. So blame yourself.
And explain. Blame yourself. What do you think the young man's problem is?
It ain't always the young ones either.
No, I'm just saying. What do you think their problem is? Is it because they're not attractive to the woman no more?
You too loud.
I mean, what is going on? Don't matter. Ain't nobody else around. Ain't nobody singing but the
Or
birds.
vice versa of what you just said. Or maybe you're not giving them what they need.
Like what? I know brothers that are physically.
No, I'm cutting you off because you're not gonna have me sit up here going to no explicit details talking to grown people.
You don't need to
say you lacking somewhere, then figure it out.
You don't need to be explicit.
Figure out where you lacking. Ask her, and then whatever she said you lacking in, do that.
Bullshit. Okay, it's bullshit.
That's why
Here you go.
Again, okay?
Here you go.
That's why she don't.
You got brothers out here that are totally physically fit, very nice looking and stuff like that. Got plenty of money. Oh wow! So it's all about the dangling. It's how big it is. You know how you can do it and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're equating it to.
We are out in public.
I don't care. That's what you're equating it to, right? You knew what he was when you got with him. You knew what he was when you got with him. So what are you talking about? All of a sudden now it's trash, right? You knew it was trash in the very beginning. So why you keep going? See? Yeah. Oh, the sex is trash. No. When you got with the nigga, you knew the sex was trash. All of a sudden now, you know, you need something else. Okay? You don't need nothing else. If there's a thing that's called sex magic, if you will. Right? If you, brothers, I'm gonna say this, you can't go around laying with every woman that you see. It's just not healthy for you. It's not mentally healthy for you, and it's not physically healthy for you. You know, because the other thing is you don't think about the energy that a person carries with them. You lay with them, you carrying their energy. You see what I'm saying? You know, you laying with crazy, you're gonna be crazy.
So
eventually.
We're gonna sum it up because when we come to you guys, we want to bring you something of value. You know, sometimes, and a lot of times I just keep being silly, but this is a serious topic right here. Now, like, you don't stay together for 40 years and not have some major problems. Sometimes you don't always have problems, but you're gonna go through some major stuff. Okay, so don't kid yourself into thinking that when you start lacking in that area, or you start being unfulfilled in that area, and when people start wandering, then you can't just always look at the person who's wandering. Maybe you're lacking, but that's just my opinion. Now you give your opinion, and then we're gonna get off here because this ain't going good.
Wondering. Okay, wonder about this.
The word is
be real with me this.
It's wander, not wonder. Wander.
Whatever. Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman. That's a better name for a Wonder Woman. But anyways, be real with me this, Batman. Every day, there's 7 women born to 1 male. Tomorrow, that's gonna be 14 to 2. The next day, it's gonna be 21 to 3. And then you want to tell me that I'm a wonder. Now that's just simple mathematics right there. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think our nature is supposed to be? Our nature is not supposed to be with one individual. Our nature is multiple. So you want to talk about wonder? You want to talk about? I tell you what. Wander, whatever.
WONDR is wander.
Well, I use the word cheat for y'all.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because that's what you always call it. You always call it cheating, right? But just by statistics alone, numbers alone, what women are expecting in the modern day, because the modern day women are out of order. They've been out of order. They've been out of order for a long time.
Hold on. Because I remember what we started out talking about. Because he's always on women's heads about what we ain't doing.
Nope.
And then I tried to reverse it and tell him that it is sometimes women are off balance, yes, but it's y'all off balance too.
Well, who raised the off balance man? Mama, for the most part.
We're not just talking about no sexually all the time. Y'all off balance too, man. Then you think you can put somebody else in check when you need to be checked yourself.
Listen, the average.
I'm gonna check you, boo.
I'm gonna tell you like this. For one thing, we're gonna go genetics again.
Let's wrap it up.
The woman has an XX chromosome. The man has an XY chromosome. There's something wrong with that picture because she has a double X and he has one X. You tell me who's more loyal and who's more balanced. The double X or the XY?
But there's something wrong with everybody. Every person has something wrong with them. Ain't nobody walking this earth that don't have something wrong with them. Like there's a lot of intelligent people, there are a lot of people who are extremely bright. And then you got some people who are just right there in the middle or at the bottom. So, your expectations may be too high. Your expectations for your spouse may be too high. I'm talking about my relationship right now. So we're gonna talk about us and then we're gonna get off here. I think your expectations for me was too high, and I think my expectations for you was too high. You need to just be focusing on fixing yourself.
You know what?
Fix your damn self.
Honestly, I really didn't have no expectation.
But then because it's too many people around, so that's why.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Honestly, I never had no expectation for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I learned early on that your idea about what a person's supposed to be doing in a relationship is most time wrong. Because that individual before they met you was already doing what they was doing. You was not there, okay? But you claim that you love this person and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you guys help me with a personal poll. If I can figure out how to do a poll, I want to know how many women feel like that their lack of interest. Y'all know what I mean? If you have a lack of interest, is it because you have a physical thing going on, emotional thing going on, or is it your partner?
Well, those young girls do get weird. You see what I'm saying?
Come on, you think they made that song for nothing?
They get weird, but why did he get weird? Why did Eve double cross Adam? Why did she do that? Why did she decide?
You too loud.
Why did she decide to go and lay with a madman known as the serpent? You ever think about that?
The serpent must have pleased him.
But your pleasure,
okay, let's
your pleasure caused you a curse for the rest of your life, and you curse the rest of mankind, all because of pleasure. The same shit y'all trying to do today. Pleasure. And I'm gonna say this to the men. I'm gonna say no, because your way, the end of your way is the pit. It's the fire. Right? That's why she has the XX and the man has the XY. She was the first double cross on the planet. Okay? She the double cross. And she's been living that way all her life.
Okay, so because that's quite a few people out here. But I'm trying to bring it to an end. You gotta give them at least a finality. Like my final words again are check yourself, make sure that you are providing what she needs, and she should be doing the same. And if you're not, then I guess there's something wrong with the relationship.
Bro,
might need some downtime for some reason.
I met a brother out here. I met a brother out here that's a multi-millionaire, right? Owns tons of properties and stuff like that. His wife didn't even have to work. She didn't have to do nothing. She did whatever she wanted to do, buy whatever she wanted to buy, travel where she wanted to travel, and she still wasn't happy. To the point to where she had to badger this man to the point that he ended up she scratched him up and something like that, and he took some scissors and cut her hair, right? And because he cut her hair, he ended up going to prison for 5 years for attempted murder. All because she was unhappy.
Well, that's because that goes back to,
she had everything she needed.
You ain't
what else do you need?
You ain't cutting no sister hair too. So there you go.
Well,
get what you get.
but it doesn't make a difference. They all have an XX. Okay? That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm trying to say to the young men too.
Watching the birds.
Yeah. A lot of this can come from a person in the inner person, the person themselves is just being unfulfilled. It has nothing to do with the other individual. The person themselves are unfulfilled. And what unfulfilled people will do, they'll project their problems off on you and say that you're the blame. That's what they do. But that's why she's saying, look into yourself. Man, if you're having that problem, look into yourself. Woman, if you're having that problem, look into yourself. Because I guarantee you're going to find out that you're the real problem, not the other person.
See you later. Can y'all help us with that poll? We get about to take our walk. Y'all have a good night.
And don't be a double crosser either.
Can't handle your business, admit it.
Yeah. No.